For the first time since 2020, students at Larchmont Elementary prepared for a live performance for Black History Month entitled Justice on the Bus, the true story of Claudette Colvin. The play, which was written by the school's assistant principal, Dee Crisco, combined music and dance with dialogue to tell the story of a 15-year-old who fought against segregation laws in Alabama.
Well, I played Claudette Colvin, the main character, so did Lila, and she was about 15-year-old who stood up to the bus segregation laws, because she thought it was wrong, and I think that it's wrong too, because everybody should be treated equally.
For the play's author, the goal is to not just entertain, but also help others realize stories like this are about more than Black history.
I always think we always put Black history in this box of it being just about Black people, but Black history is about everybody. And I think one of the ways that I feel like we create empathetic, caring citizens is to bring these kinds of stories to them and let them know we're all in it together.
It's not just Black history, it's American history as it is. And it's just everyone's history. And I think we should tell it to more younger grades that don't know a lot about it. And I think that we should bring that message that everyone deserves to be treated equally and not just based on their race and the color of their skin.
Congratulations to Granby High's Raw Ambition, the drumline section in the school's marching band. They traveled to Dallas, Texas to compete in an invitational event called Clash of the Drumlines in late January. Raw Ambition won 4 awards, including Best Overall Performance.
Felt really good. I didn't really have doubts, but was definitely nervous going to another state and playing in a different, area and stuff like that. So I was definitely nervous, but I'm glad we pulled it off.
I felt really confident in our show, and I just felt like we were going to be up there. If our name wasn't called, I was going to be surprised.
The group performed an original piece written by assistant band director Jordan Green. They put in months of hard work to get it right.
Lots of practice. They didn't have a winter break. That's definitely my fault. They decided to practice. They wanted to put on the best show that they could to the best of their abilities, and my job is to make sure that they do that. This is an opportunity I never got in high school, and I'm really glad they experienced it.
We stayed back extra hours to make sure that everything was good, and doing all that work, it really did help us because we did remember and learn so many things and new songs. So I'm glad we had that time before we left.
In addition to the months of training, the students were able to raise over $8,000 to go to Dallas for the weekend trip, where they enjoyed the local aquarium and cuisine.
I was hoping, honestly, whether we won or lost, that they would come away with a different experience they've never had the chance to do before, and that definitely happened. And then during the competition, it was very long. It was 17 groups and 2 colleges as well that performed in it. So I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck, and then seeing them actually feel like they had done something, they were excited. I was so happy for them because they put a ton of work and time and sweat and tears and blood and their own money to try to help support this program, and they're just an incredible group of kids. Definitely the best drumline I've worked with so far. They work really hard and complain very little.
As the only high school from Virginia in the competition, these students know they have put Granby High on the map.
It means a lot to us, considering that, this section, this drumline wasn't really that popular like a few years ago. This is really an up-and-coming drumline. A lot of people don't really see us as the main thing, so it felt really good getting this.
Norview High School's NJROTC Air Rifle Team won the Area 5 Air Rifle Championship by defeating approximately 60 schools from Virginia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Delaware. As the first school from southeastern Virginia to ever win this prestigious title, they will travel to Sandy, Utah for the upcoming Navy National Championship.
So we're a very young team and a very talented team, and just to see that growth going from novice just starting in the program to being a competitive competitor on the national stage in a year and a half time is just a wonderful feeling for them, and just watching them grow and having what I would call really unparalleled success. So it's really been wonderful.
This outstanding team of young people includes a sophomore who will be attending the Air Force Aim High Flight Academy this summer, and a senior who is ranked first in Virginia and 51st in the country in air rifle. Both students have learned valuable lessons from being part of this highly successful group.
So definitely taught me like resilience and like patience and being able to bounce back from going from when you feel like you're at your lowest to bouncing back and just doing amazing. It's also definitely taught me a bunch about like time management and learning how to like balance personal stuff with air rifle and school and all that.
I think one thing it's taught me already is how to balance my life, because, you know, my life has been really hectic. And then it's also like opened doors with networking with different people and having conversations with different people. So like, even though it's, you know, just shooting, it takes a lot of dedication, and it's really, this is very mental. It's 95% mental, 5% skill. So it's like a lot plays a part in it. So like family, schoolwork, and it's just like, it takes a lot of dedication and motivation to be mentally stable and to do this type of thing.
Pre-K students at Willoughby Preschool arrived at school a little early to participate in their very own Robotics Club. This program, which is also at Berkeley Campostella Early Childhood Center and Easton Preschool, was made possible by a Donors Choose grant. These young students were excited to learn how to use several kinds of robots, and they quickly adapted to any challenges they faced.
It is never too early to expose our youngest children to STEM robotics opportunities, because it provides opportunity for problem solving, critical thinking, perseverance, because sometimes the robot doesn't do what they want it to do, so they've got to figure it out.
They're having a load of fun. We had the mouse out, and so they were learning how to code, the very beginning coding, go forward, go backwards, what they can do. Then we got the dash robots out, which uses fine motor skills and critical thinking in order to get the dash robot to go where they want it to go. This is the very beginning. This is when they are excited, and hopefully they'll carry this with them through all the technology programs that are here in Norfolk.
Azalea Gardens Middle School recognized outstanding students during their monthly Breakfast with the Principal celebration. This event not only gives staff the opportunity to reward students, but it also offers them the chance to connect directly with parents. After briefly meeting with parents and letting them know how important they are to their children's success, over 20 students received certificates stating why they were being publicly acknowledged.
So of course we recognize students for their great academic progress, but most importantly, socially, most of our kids are progressing socially, coming back from the pandemic, being great role models, setting examples for students in and out of the classroom setting.
I think that it's really important, because with them becoming young adults, they're not being seen. They're not feeling like they're being seen. They're feeling like they're misunderstood. And so the ones that are putting in that really big effort, things like this are make or break for them. So I think this is great. It shows that leadership. It gives them that boost that they need in order to become better students.
I just feel like when you're helpful, it brightens me up. Because if I'm not doing something that's good for people, or if I'm not helping people, I feel sad, or I feel like I'm not doing enough. It feels great, because it's good to see that helping people can go so far.
Since 2006, students interested in the legal process have joined Norview High School's Model Judiciary team. This extracurricular activity puts students directly in the roles of prosecutors, defenders, and witnesses. These students have been working hard on their own time and diligently preparing to compete against schools from other districts at the Norfolk Circuit Court Building.
The coolest thing about this program is the critical thinking aspect. Everyone's always talking about how do we teach kids critical thinking. This is the best way where it's low stakes, they don't have any grades, but they get to think about something they think is very interesting. We usually have either a murder case or an assault case or a search and seizure case where someone's locker gets searched illegally, and so it's always interesting.
I've learned actually a lot. I've attended last year as well and did the court cases, so I've actually learned a lot about how the court cases actually work, because I was there last year with the judges and everything, and it was just really exciting because I now know like every little step in the process.
One of my goals after I graduate college is to go to law school and become a lawyer, so I feel like this would be like a good step for me to kind of be prepared for that. It's preparing me pretty well, because I know how to write like an opening statement, a closing statement, how to get certain things out of witnesses when needed. It also helps me with collaborating with difficult witnesses and things such as that.